What's going on YouTube? Hayden back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we will be looking at Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, as well as Tron to BTC. We'll also be discussing the coin market cap as well as an article. Basically, Crypto Trader shares the most bullish upcoming events for Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin that we are going to discuss today, what those are, how they may affect the charts, and then lastly, we will look at exactly what's going on within the technical analysis for today. Otherwise, if that all sounds good to you guys, make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up if you like the content and want to see more. Otherwise, let's jump into today's episode. So obviously, I always like to start off the episodes with a general overview of the markets. It's basically a refresh, or I guess a palate cleanser, you could say, to basically get us on the topic of cryptocurrency. So this gives us a broad sense of what exactly we're going to expect before we dive in deep and close into the markets. It's an easy way to kind of get our minds in that movement. So Bitcoin dominance is 53.4%. We see a 24-hour volume of 15.4 billion, and then we see a market cap of 113.9 billion. So what I can tell you just based off those three numbers or analytics is market cap is 113.9. Compared to yesterday, we are down by a very slight amount. We were a little bit above $114 billion yesterday. So 24-hour volume has actually, I believe, increased by just a tiny bit, and then Bitcoin dominance is also increased by quite a bit. So market cap dropped, and 24 and Bitcoin dominance have increased, which is an indication the markets are declining, but by a very small number. As I scroll down, you can see that's clearly what is going on, and we're seeing more of the spillover into altcoins in terms of depreciation. You can see that Bitcoin, out of the top 10 coins, only 2 actually seem to be up. Whoa, guys, I just noticed this. Litecoin is now in the number 6 spot. That is huge. I guess we can talk more about that today. Bitcoin being $34.74, unfortunately below that $3,600, still below the 4,000, is down 0.28%. You then can see as we scroll down, majority of the alts are actually down a lot more than Bitcoin is, but not really by much. We're barely seeing coins down more than 1%. But as you guys can see, Litecoin, number 6 spot, up 1%, which is actually really good in a market that's practically all down. You can see we're on this gradual incline, which we're going to discuss later on in today's episode when we look at Litecoin's charting. But you can see Litecoin is now number 6, which is, it's just beautiful. It's awesome. We're way above well, just very seldom above Tether, by 1 million to be exact, or 1.2 million. But you can see neck and neck. Tether has a lot more volume because I believe it's tied in with Bitcoin. But, you know, it's definitely nice to see Litecoin number 6. We're obviously going to try to push for the Bitcoin Cash spot and get back into the number 5 spot. Now, honestly, if we can maintain this, which we'll check out in a second, this is honestly not much of a jump. You know, we can easily blast past Bitcoin, and we can blast past EOS, and we can hold the number 4 spot, which is very easy because these are very neck and neck. But for the most part, markets are down today, so nice. If you guys are holding on to Litecoin, you definitely made a good decision there. Furthermore, before I jump into the article, guys, if you're new to the channel or you haven't yet signed up for the ABRA app in the description, it's the first link in the description. Basically, this is a way that allows you guys to get rewarded with $25 of free Bitcoin. They're doing a promotion right now. It's going to last, I believe, another week or two, and then they're taking it away. But just to get more, news and media, and to kind of get more attention to their app, they're doing this promotion. And basically, if you sign up and you deposit $5 into Bitcoin using your bank account, they'll reward you with $25. And a bunch of you guys have already done this, and I highly recommend you do before they get rid of it. It's honestly nothing to lose. You can obviously get the 25 and then put it right back into your bank if you want and never use the exchange again. But it's a way for them to get more publicity. So otherwise, definitely check that out. But let's move on into the article. So there's an article I wanted to discuss. It's on CoinGape.com, and like I said, it's pretty much about Crypto Trader shares the most bullish upcoming events, for BTC, ETH, and LTC, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin. So amidst the ongoing Bitcoin bear market, that is the longest one ever, Crypto Trader Moon Overload shares the upcoming events that are most bullish for, in crypto history. So Bitcoin is officially in its longest bear market ever. And the entire, I don't know if I would agree to that, but it kind of makes sense. It's been the biggest, downfall for the most part. The market cap has come down to 114 billion from an over 800 billion dollar peak. That's actually wild though, from 800 billion to 114. Currently, Bitcoin is trading around $3,400, down 82% from its all-time high. Meanwhile, Ethereum lost over 91% of its value, and Litecoin down 90% of its value. But a couple of things to pay attention to: we have the Litecoin halving in August of this year, which will be hopefully very bullish. We have the Ethereum is reducing its block reward by 33% in February, so that's next month. And then we see Bitcoin halving in a little over a year. So block reward reductions and halvings are the most bullish events in crypto history. It's time to pay attention and start accumulating. So that's kind of what I'm trying to push at. Bitcoin has a fixed amount of supply capped at 21 million coins that allows the leading crypto to be less inflationary than the government printing notes, like fiat. When it was launched in 2009, Bitcoin mining reward was 50 Bitcoins, which has been cut down to 25 with the first halving. Now the Bitcoin block mining reward halving occurs every 210,000 blocks, is scheduled May 25th of 2020, which is right around the corner. With its halving, the coin reward will decrease from 12.5 to 6.25 coins, which is still, a decent amount of money. So nothing to be too, worrisome about. But what I really wanted to discuss, is coming onto Litecoin, the topic of Litecoin, what most of you guys are interested on this channel. Its block reward halving is coming this year on August 8th at 4:10, I believe, p.m. The Litecoin block mining reward that halves every 840,000 blocks will reduce the coin reward from 25 Litecoins to 12.5 coins per block. The Litecoin halving is quickly approaching. Litecoin bottomed approximately 200 days before its halving in 2015, and we are almost exactly 200 days away from the next Litecoin halving. Litecoin peaked 2+ years ago. After its halving, it is following a similar path. This time, the peak will be in 2021. So it's going to be a very interesting thing. According to Moon Overload, Litecoin halving coming up, and the TA in Bitcoin and USD is bullish. And further shares, the reality is Litecoin has one of the strongest mining networks and communities, and I fully expect it to recover. So guys, if that's not enough, to at least hold a tiny sliver, 1 or 2 coins of Litecoin, then I don't know what is, guys. But obviously you guys can see here, Satoshi Litecoin is definitely the coin of recommendation. One of the strongest communities I've ever partnered up with. Hopefully for the new subscribers, I am part of the Litecoin Foundation, the East Coast Litecoin Foundation. So it's absolutely awesome, and I do get to promote it with all the other people and developers that are involved in it. But onto that subject, let's now dive into the technical analysis. Also, guys, if you want to help support the channel, or you want access to all of my charts, my Litecoin chart, my Bitcoin chart, Ethereum, Tron, whatever, definitely check out the link in the description. It's the second link. It's a link to my Patreon account. This way you guys have access to that. And if you really wanted to help out the channel, I will be giving back and letting certain people, it'll say in my Patreon, get access to my personal cell phone number. This way you guys can reach out to me, have phone calls with me, and basically discuss, what's going on in the crypto sphere. Furthermore, very interesting, guys, this Litecoin TA chart. And I'm actually quite happy. If you haven't noticed, I did make a video yesterday discussing it. And right after I published the video, we actually saw the movement. So yesterday, right around here, this was February, actually, it was right around here for February 2nd. We were trading resistance right here, battling this resistance line up here. And as you guys can see, we battled it for quite some time, and then we finally broke out of it. We're now retracing back down because we were nearing overbought. You can see the massive injection in volume. And we're now trading above the $33 line, which is huge, guys. It's nice to see that we're currently below the oversold level, but this is huge, guys. And this is going to be the really big thing for right now. As you guys can see, we've been stuck in this channel for weeks now, since December 20th. So we've been stuck in here for weeks. And, the longer we hanged out at the bottom and we're testing bottom support, there was a good chance, or we were pretty likely to break bearish and fall through it and not go to a pleasant place in terms of price. But we actually retraced back up. Yesterday, we had this uptrend. We shot up bullish. That's huge, guys. And obviously, as you guys can see, we did close the candle above the $33 resistance that we've been holding on to for weeks now, which is huge. And the second candle right now is actually testing it as a support. So Reason being we pulled back down is because we were nearing overbought on the 4-hour, but on the daily, we're using this now as a support. So if we let this consolidate today, pull back down, which we're seeing, and we start a new candle tomorrow that's above the $33 level, we should potentially have enough volume and a clear path to move all the way up to $40. So I'm actually very excited to see this movement happen. It is definitely a good, warming feeling to see that we finally broke such a massive resistance, and we're finally seeing prices we haven't seen in quite a bit now. So definitely, keep holding on, keep accumulating your Litecoin. These are definitely good prices, and I do think we're going to, continue to slowly move up nearing the Litecoin halving. Furthermore, moving on to Bitcoin's chart. Here we go. You guys can see what I'm referring to. So this is Litecoin on the 4-hour. And I actually noticed, if you guys want access to this chart, which I'm always changing, live updates on my Patreon, we do have this downtrend right here. So this is interesting. I noticed on the 4-hour, not on the daily, but on the 4-hour. It can obviously be moved to there too, but it's more clear here. We have 1, 2, almost 3 touches or points of, negative resistance, but it pretty much clarifies that there is some sort of downtrend. You can see the high-low MMA is also pulling us down. We were oversold, which was down here, and you can see there's a slight uptrend forming right now. So I drew just a normal, support level at $33,370, but you can see that this is definitely nearing a pretty important peak. This basically breaks the end of next week, February 8th, February 6th, around that time. We're going to probably consolidate out here, and then if we do break the downtrend, this high-low MMA, we could see enough support from holding the 3370 level and shoot all the way up to 3,680, if not 30,000, at least 3,500. So it'll definitely be a nice little pop in terms of volume. So I definitely am liking the Litecoin and Bitcoin charts at the current moment. Let's check out Ethereum. Also liking the Ethereum chart. Ethereum doing the same exact thing. Not really much to discuss. You guys can clearly see this beautiful downtrend. We had a support right here, consolidated in the descending triangle, broke bearish from that. That's why we had this massive volume injection of sell-off. And now, it still clarifies that the downtrend has not yet been broken. So we fell to the next level like a stepping stone. Here's the step. We're consolidating into this point here. And we're going to see whether or not we're going to break bearish from that or break bullish and move up and break the high-low MMA. I'm leaning more towards a bullish move, but we'll find out. Obviously, this is going to happen around February 6th, so a little bit earlier than what is happening with Bitcoin. Lastly, looking at Tron. Tron is also having a little bit of a decline. We were overbought back on the 27th of January, so a couple of days ago, like a week ago. And you guys can see we pulled back down to a support right here at this line right here. And then as you guys can see, we're most definitely going to consolidate out. So trade like this and then move back up for another test. I'll probably buy in this zone right here. But otherwise, that's going to sum up today's episode, guys. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. Turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up. Make sure to check out my Patreon and definitely check out the ABRA link before it disappears and you guys miss out on free $25 of Bitcoin. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in tomorrow's episode. Peace.